Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a couple things. If you hear noise in the background, it's my dog. He wanted to be back here with me, so here he is. But that's okay. Anyways, so first things first, I really want to talk about Tara Henderson. Tara Henderson is a YouTube mom who vlogs her lives sometimes, and sometimes she just does like day in her life and whatnot, where it's her, just showing her day in the life as a mother, because moms do different things in their days and whatnot. Every mom does something different. So there's this whole movement right now when it comes to the internet and child exploitation, because if you don't know, if you are vlogging your children and your video is monetized, you're exploiting your child for money, literally. And, a lot of people watch these family vloggers for their children. And recently, she has made the decision to take her children off of YouTube. One of those reasons is because, her son is dealing with a developmental delay, and she does not want that to be on the internet. And I 100% agree with her. I don't disagree with her whatsoever. Honestly, I think she's making the right decision by taking her kids off the internet, because something that I've noticed is that the internet is a really, really harsh platform. It's a very hard space for kids to grow up. I've noticed that with Instagram and everything like that, kids are more and more depressed. They see these false images of some girls on the internet, and they think, oh my God, my body needs to look like that. It's kind of like how people felt about Victoria's Secret. As wonderful as the internet can be, it can also be a very, very, very dangerous spot. And it even took me a long time, really. Like, I always contemplate, even for myself as a grown person, putting out a video on the internet of myself, because I was afraid of judgment and whatnot. So I can only imagine what like teenagers go through. I did grow up with the internet, but not really. Not YouTube wasn't this big with me growing up. And it's kind of crazy, that we live in this world where we exist in the internet, on the internet. And for her, I'm proud of her for doing what she's doing, where she's taking her kids off of the internet, because kids aren't kids anymore. I feel like they're starting to work at such young ages, trying to make money for their parents and whatnot. Not to say the parents aren't giving them anything or buying them anything with the money, because I'm sure with sponsorships, you're getting things for your kids, but then your kids have to sell that item. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm really, really, really happy that she's taking her kids off the internet. And there are so many YouTubers that exploit their kids. And this is where I got to get into the Ace family. Okay, but before I get into them, I do want to say that Tara has been receiving a lot of hate from her fans. And the thing about that is, her fans, a lot of them are upset because she's trying to protect her children. And I'm just like, this is the problem with YouTube family vloggers and stuff like that. Like, your audience is there for your children. Therefore, you have to put your children in the videos. And therefore, you are now exploiting your children to make that money. And there's a lot of these families out there. Now, there are some families out there that will show their kids every once in a while. Like, it's one thing if you want to show like your day as a mother, like what you do, like the dishes, you cleaning, you whatever, you know, it's that's one thing. It's another where you're vlogging your family's lives and your kids as they're going through puberty and stuff like that. Like, that's really, really weird. I know there are some girls out there that don't have a mother and they look to these videos for assistance and whatnot, but you don't need to put your children out there in order to help some little girl. Your daughters do not need to be in that type of video, because you're exploiting your child in her puberty phases. So to any of Tara's like fans that are bashing her for taking her kids off the internet, forget you, okay? Forget you, literally. I know the Dad Challenge podcast has spoke on this, and I 100% agree with him sticking up for her and for basically telling her fans to F off. And they do. They really, truly do. Because she's protecting her family and she's protecting her kids. Those aren't your kids on the internet, so you don't have to worry about that. But she made the choice and she made the right decision to do what she needs to do. There are disgusting men out there in the world and disgusting women who look at these little kids and they have fantasies and stuff like that, and that's disgusting. So I 100% agree with her, and I stand by Tara, and I'm going to subscribe to her again. And she wasn't the only mom to do this. Like, Erin Williams made the decision to show her kids a lot less. Yes, she showed her daughter's birthday party, but I mean, that's whatever. She doesn't really show them like that. It's more now about her life. She's pregnant again, you know. She's really not talking about the pregnancy and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with how the internet is going, because a lot of these kids need to get off the internet. Like, seriously. Like, some of these teenagers that are on the internet need to get off. Like, I don't understand why teenagers are allowed to be on the internet. But I know with YouTube, TikTok, I know it's 13 up to be on TikTok. And then there's like, I don't know, YouTube has like a kids space, I know. So that's for like kids specifically. So if you have kid content, you know, you have to move over there. So now I'm going to jump into the Ace family, and I'm going to say it's not just them. I'm going to throw that out there right now. It's not just them. But some of the things that they do it's ridiculous. Have done is ridiculous, I should say. Like, for example, when he took Catherine's, I don't know if it was her sister or cousin, somebody that he took to an adult store and basically bought her a lollipop in the shape of a male's area, okay? And it was really disgusting because he recorded himself doing it, thinking it was haha, kiki, funny and stuff like that. That is disgusting. It is disgusting. And it's the fact that, you know, he has his children on the internet. And like I said before, you know, there are males out there that fantasize about young children. Like, it's disgusting. And you have your children on the internet, and then you put this little girl on the internet with that lollipop? Really? Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And then, you know, the Ace family, you know, they've had some scandals where, like, they were scamming their audience, because they mostly have a young audience. And a lot of these young people look up to them, but it's like you're looking up to people who are scamming you for money. Like, even with that celebrity basketball game that they did, you know, that was a big scam, because there was where they were supposed to donate like $100,000, I believe it was. They took $25,000 out of that, and they're supposed to donate the full $100,000. So they took $25,000 out of that. And then what ended up happening was, it was something to do with their dad. Their dad basically won the money. His company won the money. It was his dad's money that won the company. And it was supposed to be like a charity basketball game or something like that. And then there was another instance when they had another basketball game, and it was like a shoot off or something like that. And the person who won that, he knew, and that person already had money, and he played college basketball or something like that. There are some videos out there that more specifically talk about that, but I do know that they exploit their children for money. And I worry for those kids. I worry for those kids' safety. I worry about them when they get older, because, you know, you don't want nobody to take advantage of nobody's child or anything like that. Like, I really do worry about these children. And I know more recently, I know on the internet, their house is going into foreclosure. Okay, their house is going into pre-foreclosure. Let me correct myself. Pre-foreclosure. And I guess they haven't been paying their like mortgage or something like that. And their house is really, really big. It's expensive. I guess what they did was they put two mansions together to make one ginormous mansion. And, you know, they haven't been paying their mortgage on it. I know they have some lawsuits out there. Catherine has some lawsuits because of her skincare line, and something about her like getting the password to the company website or something like that, and she changed the password, so now the company can't get onto their site to do what they need to do. So now that's a lawsuit. And then there's some other lawsuits as well, supposedly going on, something to do with Austin's company and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on with their family. He says that their house isn't going into foreclosure, but they're not going to lose their house. But it did say pre-foreclosure. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to lose their house or anything like that. I mean, if they lose their house, I'm sure they have enough money where they can get another house or something like that, or they can go live with their with his parents or something like that. That's always a possibility, that, you know, they're not going to be homeless. Those kids are not going to be homeless. Like, those kids are good. And then I know that his little brother is living with him, because him and his girlfriend at the time, Shyla, they broke up and stuff like that. And supposedly they have some sort of lawsuit going on too, some contractual lawsuits supposedly. But it's a mess, and it's a lot. And do I want to say it's karma towards them? Maybe. It could be. I'm not wishing it karma, but it could be karma. Maybe. Because I know Austin's not that great of a person, to be honest. He's not that great of a person. I know they were at a celebrity basketball game. And something that I learned is that allegedly, word of mouth rumor is Catherine used to date Michael B. Jordan. Now, I don't know if that's exactly true, because she used to be an escort. She was one of those like angels or something like that. She was a female escort. So she could have been escorting with Michael B. Jordan or something like that. But when they were at the celebrity basketball game, I don't know if you guys seen it, but basically they were at the celebrity basketball game. Michael B. Jordan and Drake were there. They said what's up to Drake, But even Austin, because I noticed that, I don't think Austin said anything to Michael B. Jordan. But then Catherine, like, swerved Michael B. Jordan. Like, didn't look at him, nothing. Like, she completely swerved. And one thing I will say, though, I will say this. If your man don't say nothing to somebody, then you not going to say something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a ride or die type situation. So that could have been what happened in that situation. Because, you know, when people see a video, they're going to think so much into it and whatnot. But if Austin didn't, like, shake his hand or say what's up to him or anything like that, then she probably wasn't going to do it, because it's a disrespect to, you know, her man and stuff like that. It's whatever. I still think, you know, maybe she wasn't his type. That could be very much it. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that much about Austin and Catherine's relationship, but I do know, and thank you to this person for putting it in the comments in my short, where they informed me that Austin thought he was gonna get drafted into the NBA, and so, you know, that's when him and Catherine got pregnant with their first child. So when he didn't get drafted, that's when he started to get into the NBA. I mean, not the NBA, into YouTube and stuff like that, to make money and whatnot. Because, I mean, I get it. You got to make money to provide for your family and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, you're exploiting your children. And it's like, what about the safety of your children and whatnot? I feel like if they were to take their kids out of the equation, even with their videos, I think they could still keep an audience, because they're that popular, and they can honestly, without their kids being in there, they can do more crazy things or whatever, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm very iffy about some of these family vloggers and stuff like that. And I just think that, Austin and Catherine could really have a really great channel without their kids. If they want to have a channel with their kids, then they should put it on the kids platform and then create a channel for just them two. And they can make money that way as well. I think, you know, just them as a couple, you know what I'm saying, without the kids, just them as a couple. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about this, because like I said, I do weigh in not only on celebrity things, but I do weigh in on YouTube. I weigh in on some TV shows that I'm watching, whatever it may be. Because I do know that tomorrow, 8/7 Central, is Real Housewives of Potomac. So be looking for that video on Monday where I discuss, you know, Real Housewives of Potomac. Because I'm just so excited that the show is coming back. Because I haven't been really watching TV like that since it went off from the last season. So, yeah, Real Housewives of Potomac is definitely coming back. I'm looking forward to that drama. And the first episode might not be that interesting, because it's basically just catching up with everybody, but we'll see what happens. So I will definitely be talking and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to everything. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will definitely catch you on Monday, you guys. Bye.